Usually when you think about performance sports car Saab, naturally it's the 96 850 Monte Carlo, some of the rally cars, then you go to the 99 EMS, the 99 Turbo, of course the 900 Turbo, and even the 9000 Aero. But yet when you think about Saab building a small volume, basically for the American market, two-seat GT sports car, most people would draw a blank, but here it is. This is the third edition and the final edition of the Saab Sonett, which is an abbreviated word for a Swedish term that means how neat it is. In the mid-50s, Saab's chief engineer, Rolf Meld, had the idea of building a two-seat purpose-built sports car. The cars were fiberglass front-wheel drive. They took parts and the engine from the 96, so it had a 3-cylinder, 2-stroke engine. Car only weighed 1,000 pounds. They were tuned, they were incredibly fast, but it didn't really lend itself to mass production. Saab didn't have its export market in place, and the regulations for the racing category they were going for changed. So Saab shelved the Sonett I with only 6 being produced. They released in the mid-60s the Sonett II after much work, redid it, and produced about 2,000 plus of them sold on the US market. Now this car, again, fiberglass on steel chassis, front wheel drive, 3-cylinder, 2-stroke engine, roll cage construction, had a glass back to it similar to our Barracuda Fastback, and it was received with mixed reviews from the press. Mechanically, they loved it. It was agile, it was robust, it was fast for its weight and type. They were incredibly small, but auto journalists found some problems with some of the finishes, some of the practicality. The seats weren't all that comfortable. They weren't all that adjustable for tall people and robust people. There was really no storage. You couldn't even get to the storage that they gave you. Some of the dials, switches, there was problems there. So they griped and Saab listened. So with the experience of the Sonett I and the Sonett II under their belt and listening to their customer base, Saab produced this. This is the Sonett III, 1970 to 1974. This particular model is a 1972. To get things right, they brought in the Italian designer Sergio Cojola, and he produced what at the time was charming and futuristic, and I dare say today it's even more charming and more futuristic. He lengthened the nose, he installed the folded-in lights. This is the bulge that is for the German V4 Taunus, which had been applied to the Sonett II. They carried that over for the American market to get away from the 2-stroke engine. So it has this really robust and reliable German Ford V4 engine. Cojola lengthened the doors. He installed these small windows to solve the ventilation problem that flip out. Some of the door things are just lovely. The car was optioned with soccer ball wheels, and the design that they did back then, I don't think that people are even rivaling today. The car has very diminutive bumpers, which I think are just a piece of sculpture, has the optional inboard driving lights. It's just, I think, a masterpiece in this type of a design that was popular in Europe. While America was going full bore on muscle, Europe had a category of these very petite, small, lightweight 4-cylinder cars. So think MGB, think Triumph Spitfire, Karmann Ghia Volkswagen, even the Porsche 914, the Opel GT. But Saab, being a nonconformist, does fiberglass, does front-wheel drive, does Italian design with Swedish sensibility, practicality with the German V4, safety with a roll cage in the 2 front A-pillars, a full roll cage bar over the back, which also strengthened up the chassis as well. They got rid of the fixed glass and did this wonderful backlight, which again is a piece of artwork in itself. It's a single piece of glass that's not framed on stainless steel hinges, and it opens up into a 7 cubic foot cargo space, which was the largest in its class at the time. Mechanically, we're looking at a 1.7 liter, 73 horsepower, dual exhaust. We've got disc brakes in the front, we've got drum in the back, We've got A-arms, coil springs in the front. It's got a fixed beam axle in the rear with coil springs. They took the 4-speed from the column down to the floor, and it was really appreciated. The interior, again, they changed the seats and did these adjustable buckets that are incredibly comfortable, lined it with a corduroy type material, which is, again, people are doing retro today, but here it is, original. And the car met with some real success here in America. Again, as I mentioned, most of us think about the 99s, the 900s and things like that. But the fact that Saab actually went the full distance and built a low volume number, front wheel drive, fiberglass, 2-seat GT for the American market, I mean, is just so typical of them, and kudos to them to, bring in that Italian design to add real panache to like Swedish sensibility and their own style of design. I think it's a great blend. I so enjoyed the Giugiaro Giugiaro Saab 9000. I have one of those, and I think when the Italians and the Swedes combine, it's just a home run.